Hi, everybody. Patrick here again. Hey, I had a question come up this week. One of my clients asked me, says, how do your emotions actually affect your overall health? And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to make a quick video about that. So it's no secret that if we live in a stressful environment under a lot of stress, our body takes a beating far more than if we can control and minimize our stress. When we're in a body that's aggressively being overworked all of the time and there's thoughts coming in and things are not great, the body takes a beating more than if we're in a situation where we can control our thoughts and our actions. So I want to just show you a couple of slides that kind of relate to this. Some of it actually comes from my book. I wrote a book called Your Roots Are Showing, A Pharmacist's Guide to Growing Your Best You. And really what the book talks about, there's nothing about medications or taking medications in the book. It's more about all the tools and everything that you can do in order to help yourself get better, get healthier, get happier using some specific tools. And I want to show you this picture really quickly. So what we see, this is a picture from my book. The center is kind of the original drawing that I did. The two on the outsides are actually from the book itself. See, I believe there's really only two emotional states. We either live in a state of love or in a state of fear. And throughout the course of the day, the 60 to 90,000 thoughts that the scientists say we have on average per day, they're flipping back and forth between thoughts of fear or threatening emotions and thoughts of love, rewarding emotions. And we're constantly being drawn either into a situation or out of a situation. So the tree represents the body. The trunk of the tree is the physical body that we're in. You can tell a lot about someone just by looking at how their body is shaped and how they're taking care of that body. The leaves and the branches, those are, what are you carrying in life? So a person that's living in a lot of positive emotions, in a positive environment, and positively can control their stress, they carry more happiness, more kindness, more compassion, more growth, more excitement, more hope, more faith. The body itself has more energy, it has more smiles, it has less aches and pains. When somebody's living in a world full of negative thoughts and negative fears, that body starts to look different. It shows up with more pain, with more infections, with more addiction problems, with more accidents, more depression. And of course, what they can carry becomes smaller as well. They carry more loneliness, more disappointment, more jealousy, more hatred, more grief, more resentment. But how do we fix that? How do we change the physical body? How do we change our emotions? We have to change our thoughts. And in these two examples, what's happening is all of the thoughts, everything that's ever happened to you into your entire life makes up your roots. And just like a tree, what we feed our roots, which roots we choose to grow, changes how we react. So fostering love and connection. If you want to change your body, if you want to change how you feel, if you want to change the energy in your system, we have to change those thoughts. We have to start fostering those thoughts that lead us down to those positive emotions. Starting to believe that you can be healthy and you're in the process of releasing stress, that you are courageous, that you can move through your problems, that you have been successful. And we start focusing on those things. You are loved. You are enough. You belong. You matter. Those things we need to start fostering. And when we start believing those things, we can start feeling more of the emotions because you are in control of your thoughts. Those thoughts then lead to the feelings of being happy and content and receptive and hopeful and joyous. And when you're feeling like that, your actions change. Well, all of a sudden now you want to get out and move. You want to try new things. You want to give back. You want to cultivate those relationships. You want to get creative. You want to set goals. You want to learn new things. And so our goal is to cultivate out, remove all of those negative thoughts and replace them and feed the positive thoughts. Because if we choose to live in those negative thoughts, I'm a disappointment, I'm not enough, I can't do it, the world is against me, life is too hard, they lead to those negative feelings, right? Your thoughts lead to your feelings that lead to your actions. The beliefs about yourself lead to your feelings, lead to your actions. If that creates a place and a feeling of anxiety, of hopelessness, of depression, of frustration, of feeling miserable, being rejected, well, it leads to our actions. Things like we start playing what we call the self-defeating games. We start gossiping. We start spreading lies. We start shutting down. We start hiding behind confusion. Maybe we turn to things like drugs and alcohol or other addictions to kind of make us feel better in the moment. And yet then it turns out it makes us feel worse again. So we get stuck in that trap. So here's the real crux of it. When we have threatening emotions, things that make us feel unsafe, things that cause that stress in our body, we produce cortisol, we produce norepinephrine, we produce cytokines and histamines. Those are all fear-based emotions, things that want to kick us into action to either run or to fight or to hide. And what happens in today's society is that we get stuck living in these emotions too much. If you turn on the news, you turn on the television, you turn on your phone, all of a sudden you're bombarded with all of these threatening and scary things that drive these levels up. And when these levels are high in your system, your body won't heal. Your body won't take care of itself. And we start to create the dis-ease or the disease in our body or the diseases in our body. And so our goal is to flip us back into those rewarding emotions, to allow our body to come to a place of peace, to a place of love, to a place of growth. And when we're in those rewarding emotions, those emotions of love, we create dopamine, oxytocin, vasopressin, and growth hormone. What that means, the growth hormone, for example, when your body is in a state of relaxation, your body has time to build up its immunity. Your body has time to repair damage and injury. Your body has time to start looking for ways to love on other people. And when we create those senses of peace, our body stays at peace. When we create those emotions of fear, our body lives in dis-ease or disease. And so you get to control that. So what we think about life, what we think about money, what we think about ourselves, what we think about our body, what we think about the stresses around us, all the things that we worry or fear, we create that worry in our head. Our head can't tell the difference between whether it's actually happening or if we're just thinking it. So it starts dumping those negative emotions. When we get those negative emotions, we get less of what we want. Less healthy body, less time for peace and relaxation, and more of those negatives. Our job is to flip us back into those positive and rewarding emotions. So remember that your thoughts and beliefs lead to your feelings, that lead to your actions, that lead to your results. If your thoughts are not positive, if they're negative, they lead to negative feelings that usually lead to negative actions that lead to negative results. So what can you do to start getting rid of those negative thoughts and moving yourself into those positives? Things have been going on for hundreds of thousands of years. You can do meditation, you can do breathing exercises, you can do yoga, you can do the SRT, which we teach. You can do a number of different things. Tapping, you can do Reiki, all of these things that start moving you away from those negative feelings and into positive actions and results. So what is one thing that you can do for yourself right now to get you out of those negative emotions and flip you into the positive? We'll talk more about that in another video. Have an awesome day. You deserve it.